Hey everybody, just Mongo, back with another Hero Deck profile. Recently just went to locals, we got 4th place, which was pretty good. Also, we have a brand new camera, so we're going to go with another Hero Deck profile. Starting off, 3 Stratos, really good card, searches, one of the very few ways to get the Ferris, which is required for combo. I personally run 3, I've seen people run 2, I think 3 is the most optimal to play. Next up, 2 Shadow Mist. I played 1 before for a while. I think 1's fine. I think 2, you get a little bit more flexible with what you can do with it. 1 to 2 is fine. I would not run 3. 1 Liquid Soldier, really good card. We're never going to be normal summoning it really under extremely niche circumstances, late game. Mostly this is just a miracle / poly target to draw a couple cards. Next up, we have ourselves a copy of the Vanilla Neos. This is required for a couple combos and such. It's not really a brick if you draw it, but you just don't search it off Infernal Device, which is fine. For the Vision Hero package, we play 3 Ferris. I play 2 Increase and 2 Vion. This is a very important combo. If your opponent knows this, the choke point in this deck is definitely Increase. If you tribute Ferris's cost, summon Increase, and try to summon Vion, if your opponent imperms, Ashes, or whatever, that Increase is very detrimental because this is pretty much the only real way you can get to Polymerization through Vion. Why I play 2 Increase is because Increase is a Garnet. You really don't want to draw it. Drawing 1 kills the combo, and just you kind of can't really do much. There are ways to work around it, but it's really not that great, so I'd rather just play 2. I play this deck a ton. I've only drawn double Increase a very few number of times. Like, it's definitely worth playing 2. You're almost never going to see both in your opening hand. It's very rare. But yeah, definitely, you definitely are required to play your Vision Hero package. I've seen people play 3 copies of Viant. I think 2's fine. You can play 3 if you want. Just in your package here, we play Denier, 2 Mally, Dark Angel, and Plasma. Plasma came in clutch quite a lot. Plasma's definitely a card I kind of slept on for a while, never really went into it too much. Plasma puts in tons of work if you can get to it. Along with Denier just makes this just summons a whole bunch, recycles your Malicious from the banish to the top of the deck. The only card I'd side out is Dark Angel. If game 1 you Dark Angel combo and your opponent's Link Karibos off this card, just side this card out for games 2 and 3. It is not worth trying to do it. They will just Link Karibo it or whatever. And 3 Ash. I think Ash is pretty good. Ash is always pretty good. But we're just playing the 3 Ash. On to the spells, we play 3 copies of Hero Lives, 2 copies of E-Call. This, of course, has a very slim pool. We're primarily going to be getting Stratos with this. But you can also special Shadow Mist and search for a Mass Change, which is pretty cool. For 1 elves, we play Rhoda, Foolish, Call By. Really good cards. This is pretty interesting. I play 3 Book of Eclipse. Eclipse is a really good card in my opinion. Not only is it just like a Book of Moon to dodge certain stuff, like if your opponent's Valor's your Stratos or whatever for a search, you can just book and then still get the search, which is pretty cool. But it also just sets your opponent's stuff face down. They do get to draw cards, but ideally you're going to be destroying those cards or whatever, bypassing their effects or whatever. We also play Poly. Miracle Fusion. This is searchable off of your Sunrise. 2 Mass Change. So people have been playing 3 recently. 3's fine. I think 2 is optimal for me, just the amount of space I'm running. I'm running a 41 card deck. Mass Change is really cool, really good card. And then we play the 3 Fusion Destiny. This card's pretty busted. It's non-searchable, which does suck, but it is a double Foolish, and you can make any Destiny Hero fusion, which is pretty cool. You are locked into Special Dark Stress turn, however, you can normal summon like a Stratos. And for the one-up traps, we play Favorite Contact. I actually removed the Imperms out of the deck. I just don't. They didn't really come up that much this format. They didn't really come in useful too much, unfortunately. Extra deck, we play Flame Wingman, Infernal Rage, pretty good. Sunrise, Elemental, or Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, really good card. This thing actually won me a game against, I think it was a Snake Eyes, I think it was. This card comboed with Dread Decimator, really good. Definitely won me the game. Shining News Wingman, your boss monster deck. You summon this thing off of Favorite Contact. DPE, this card is extremely good. I go on this card a ton. It's incredibly useful. Just to be the ability to pop your own cards, pop the opponent's, also has a self-revival effect as well. It's a quick effect. Really good card. Dangerous, this is your target for your Fusion Destinies if you want to get to Ferris and you don't have a way to get to Ferris. If you Shadow Mist and like any other Destiny hero, you can get a search for your Ferris. Dystopia. Dystopia isn't here just to burn for time. It's come up literally like once. It really doesn't come up all that much. One Dark Law. You can honestly play two. You could probably cut the Dystopia for a second Dark Law. Dark Law is a fucking whack card. Really good. Love it. One Blast for your Stratos. For your opponent Imperms or Stratos. You can mass change. And then still get the search with a Blast. Infernal Devicer. One Driver. 2 copies of Cross Crusader. I used to only play 1. I think 2's good. It's really good just to get an extra summon, to get your Malicious back or whatever from the grave. Dread Decimator, this thing is really good for OTK. And 1 copy of SP Little Knight. Finally have my copy, just got it. I'm going to be honest, I summoned this thing a handful of times, and it did nothing useful. Because there are a lot of times where your opponent's Ashes or whatever, your Ashes or Imperms, your increase when it tries to summon Vion, and you only end up with like a Stratos and an increase in your side of the field. If that's the case, you really can't do anything, so going Little Knight is probably the best option here. Honestly, Little Knight really didn't do a whole lot for me that at the time, but it is still a really good card. Really expensive card. If you're looking for like budget alternatives, honestly, just play like a second Dark Law. That's what I was doing. And then for the side deck, I've changed the side deck a little bit. I was playing a Cross-Set Designator package with Nibiru and Droll. It came up literally not once. So I'm just playing some other stuff, which I swapped out just before the event. Duster, really good card. Lightning Storm, really good card. Dark Ruler, really good card. Droplets. Droplets always a good card. 3 Evenly. 3D Barrier. I know that Evenly is not very good against it's a certain matchup. I can't remember really which one it was. It's one of the 3 new big decks. It might be Voiceless Voice, if I'm correct. So just don't side it against Voiceless Voice, I'm pretty sure. D-Bear is a really good card. It just said it, pretty much. I'm going to do a 2-card combo here. We're just going to assume that we start off with a copy of Malicious and a copy of Stratos, just for simplicity's sake. Starting off, we're going to normal summon our Stratos, search for a copy of Ferris here. After that, we're going to discard Mally to special Ferris. Ferris will put a Vision Hero increase into the trap zone. Increase, tribute Ferris, special itself. special Vion from deck. Vion on summon will send our Denier to grave. Doesn't matter which order you send the Destined Heroes, either Malicious first, Denier first, doesn't matter as long as you get both in the grave, ideally. Then we're going to activate the secondary effect of Vion, banishing Faris for a copy of Polymerization. To that, make a link summon here with those Vision Heroes. For a Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage on summon, we'll search our Neos. After that, we're going to perform a Fusion Summon here for those two Elementals. For an Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage on summon searches our favorite contact. And then we can banish our Malicious from grave, specialing a copy of itself from our deck. And then after that, go into a Wonder Driver here. Going to tag out into a Sunrise. Going to reset that poly. And then search for our Miracle Fusion here. After that, we will perform a Miracle Fusion, banishing our Infernal Rage and our Neos for a copy of Wake Up. After that, we will activate Denier Engrave, specialing itself, and then returning that Banished Malicious to the top of the deck. And we're going to banish that Malicious from our grave to special back that one that we just put on the top of the deck. After that, we're going to perform a Polymerization to Fusion Summon a copy of DPE. After that, we're going to DPE pop itself, then pop our Wake Up. Don't forget to declare the effect to revive next turn with DPE. We're going to special a copy of Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist on summon will grant us a shadow or a mass change, if I can speak. And then we will Fusion Summon here, or Link Summon for a Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader summons back our Malicious, tributes it to search for a copy of Dark Angel. And because we control 3 Destiny Heroes in grave, we will discard Dark Angel and then special to the opponent's side of the field. Then we will set 2 and then pass to the opponent. During the draw phase, we're going to pop a Mass Change here for this Cross Crusader to get a Dark Law defense. And then during the standby, revive DPE. So yeah, we ended on pretty good. We ended on a Macrocosmos on legs with a Hand Rip if they happen to add, which they probably will. A Sunrise, so if the opponent tries to attack any of our monsters, or we attack into them, Sunrise can target a card on the field and destroy it. He also has a passive 200 attack buff for each hero you control. For each hero you control with a different attribute in your that you control. So yeah, I worded that really poorly. We also got a DP pop on legs. That's a quick effect. It also has revival and a attack debuff for your opponent's monsters. They also have a spell negation, which is pretty cool, and a way to cheat out your Neos. And that thing has big beefy stats. It usually gets 79,000, fairly common, and it also gets a pop for different attributes on the field. Usually it's going to be at least 2, since you're playing Lights and Darks. Also counts your opponent's stuff. So if you're playing something like Fire or whatever, you get 3 pops in. And also, if you use Neos, it can't be spun back to the deck, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Highly recommend this deck. It's fairly cheap now. Literally, like the build now is like $60. Um, that's including like side deck or whatever. It's really cheap to get into. Highly recommend it. It's a really fun deck. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about deck profile. What you would improve. Love to hear your guys' different builds and all that. I am working on an Elemental Neospatian build. I would like to get that up pretty soon. Just need about 10 or 12 cards about left till I finish the deck. Anyway, thanks for watching. Eat.